Are you going to allow your fears to run rampant in your lives? Are you going to continuously keep choosing fear? We are afraid of failing. We are afraid of succeeding. I want to talk about a quick story. The real reason why most people choose fear over faith. I'm going to use Orit as an example. I remember last year when I gave Orit the opportunity to come move with us in Florida. I was just like, Orit, sweetheart, I love you. You're amazing. I see these are all the things that's going in your life right now, and it's stopping you from being like the success that I know that you can have. Like, I remember this conversation, and she didn't think I was serious about this because she called me like 4 months after. It's like, hey, Junior, you said something on the phone. Are you serious about it? I'm like, Orit, whenever you're ready, pack your bags and come. Quite frankly, I didn't even know when she was coming. I just found out like the day before. I'm like, oh, she's seriously actually coming, right? But it didn't stop there. That's not the full story, because the full story was, even after we had the conversation about her coming, you know what she said? I think I'm just gonna stay in New York and I'm gonna just try to figure it out. Why? Because Junior, I don't have any money. I don't think I can even make the move. Like, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. The cost is too much. Orit, doesn't matter. Come here and we'll figure it out. How many of you guys have been in a situation like that before? Wiggle your hands, whether it's moving somewhere new, someone's giving you an opportunity, and you're just like, I know that I want to do this, but I'm just so afraid. And I was like, Orit, listen, what do you have to be afraid of? What is the worst that can happen? You come here, it does not work out, you go back home. What did you lose? See, and most people in our brain, we create these logical reasons as to why we go with our fears. But the reality is, our fear is something that's kind of non-existent. Fear is a defense mechanism. I want you guys to type in the chat, what are some of the things that you are afraid of? Alfredo says he is afraid of losing his job. Is that really a fear? See, most of us, we have these fears that we think are fears, but in fact, they're really not. Is losing my job something that I should be afraid of? Yes or no? Me losing my job simply means this is a time for me to pivot and change or grow. Another thing, there should never be a fear of failure. How many of you guys learned how to walk? Wiggle your hands. Yeah, almost every one of you guys. How many of you guys failed for like 3 months trying to walk? Wiggle your hands. Wow. But we learned from our failures. So if we are afraid of failing, we are afraid of succeeding. The things that you are fearful of now are the things that you need to experience and go through that is going to allow you guys to get to that next level. See, a few things happen when you operate with fear. Just a few things. How many of you guys ever was afraid of something and you just felt sick to your stomach? How many of you guys ever had that happen? Like, you just felt sick, you started getting anxiety, you started probably even getting physical pain in your body. This is what fear do. And there's 3 different reactions. You can have the fight reaction. Fear can allow you to fight. You can also have the flight reaction. Fear can allow you guys to run away. And fear could also make you freeze up, not move when you need to move. Allowing yourself to freeze is one of the worst reactions to fear that you can have. Second is flight. Fear allows you or causes you to run away from whatever situation that you're facing. I remember driving for like the second time, still kind of just getting used to driving, like vroom. And it was one night my father was drunk. I had to drive him home. I think it's better to get like a 15, 16-year-old kid that doesn't have his license to drive you home versus driving home drunk with a 15, 16-year-old kid in the car, right? And there was a red light, green, yellow, and then of course red. And when the light turned yellow, my father told me, Junior, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, make the light, hurry up. Again, I'm not used to driving, so what did I do? I froze up. I stopped at the yellow light. The person in the next lane from me, he went. A car adjacent from us was making a turn, and this big accident, one of the biggest accidents that I've ever seen, happened right in front of me. How many of you guys ever like seen an accident right in front of you where you're literally seeing a huge hunk of metal flying towards your car and it stops literally short of the car? Needless to say, it took me like 3 years after that for me to drive again. I didn't want to drive. That was so scary. How many of you guys had an outcome like this? Like, you've seen something like this and it kind of made you not want to drive again. Wiggle your hands. This is what happens when you're taking flight. You're running away from a situation that causes fear. But of course, that also has an outcome that's not really quite beneficial for you. It's the same exact thing where a lot of people that's taught how to ride horses, let's just say the horse makes them fall off. The first thing that they say to do, get back on the horse. Get back on the horse. Because if you do not get back on the horse, what happens? You allow that thing to create something in your life, that fear to bubble, and you'll never do it again. And now the third, fear allows you to take action, to fight. How many of you guys were afraid of something, and because you were afraid of something, you took action? Wiggle your hands. I know, like for Trang, COVID shut down her entire business. Everyone looks at Trang and they're like, oh my gosh, $500,000, great. When COVID came and shut down Trang's business, do you think she was happy or do you think she was fearful? You think she was like super motivated or fearful? Which one? Fearful. She didn't think she would want to create another business. She just lost her business overnight. She wanted to get a job. She wanted safety and security. But she fought. You know what? COVID shut down my business, and right now I am struggling. I do not want to struggle. I am tired of struggling. How many of you guys feel that? Wiggle your hand. I am tired of struggling. Wiggle your hands if you feel that. So she found somebody in our community that just made $5,000 in 2 weeks. She asked that lady, hey, how can I do what you're doing? It doesn't matter how much it costs. I'll take out a loan. It doesn't matter. I want to have the ability that you have. I want to be able to have the success that you're having. Trang, how much money were you in debt at that moment? $80,000 in debt. Some of you guys are in $2,000 in debt and wouldn't even do what Trang was able to do. $80,000 in debt. And you know what she did? Junior, here, take my money. Please help me. Her first month, she made $10,000. She could have had the fear just like most people would. Are you going to allow your fears to run rampant in your lives? Are you going to continuously keep choosing fear? To be fearless means that we are moving towards risk without considering any of the consequences. And to be courageous means that we are moving towards risk despite the consequences.